Have you heard about the new strain of COVID-19? It's called Omicron, and it's been identified in more than 20 countries across the 4 regions of the Earth since it was first detected by scientists on November 25 in South Africa. What this tells us is that with greater movement and travel, Omicron may soon enter our region. If we are to win the fight against the coronavirus, we must be vigilant, we must be responsible, and we must play our part. That includes taking the available coronavirus vaccines, practicing COVID-19 prevention protocols, and adhering to the control measures instituted by the government. We're all in this together. One Jamaica, one family.
Jamaica's COVID-19 vaccination plan is still in effect. If you wish to make an appointment, please do so online by visiting moh.gov.jm or by calling 888-663-5683. Vaccination still a keep. Go get your jab today.
We continue the magazine with the JIS News for Monday, December 6, 2021. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is assuring Jamaicans that the government does not intend to segregate citizens based on their vaccination status. Mr. Holness is refuting public discourse which suggests that persons who are vaccinated are receiving special treatment while the unvaccinated are being vilified. He says the narrative of different treatment based on vaccination status is of great concern. The Prime Minister asserts that whatever is being done by government in public health is to ensure the safety of all Jamaicans.
We examine our policies very closely to ensure that there is no undue, unnecessary, unfair, unjust differentiation that could be classified as discrimination. We are a liberal democracy, we are a free country, and we are all in the same boat, vaccinated and unvaccinated.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says the state will be ensuring that as it redevelops urban spaces, there is equal access to a diverse pool of safe, affordable housing solutions. Mr. Holness says the island's housing policy will not leave the average person behind to allow gentrification in Kingston and other prime locations.
We don't want to be building communities and it just becomes exclusive. Only rich can afford it. So we also have that duty, and when we are looking at how we are redeveloping our city, we have to make sure that we leave options in there for people to access affordable housing so that Kingston doesn't become an enclave exclusive to the rich and then immediately juxtaposed beside it are inner city communities.
Prime Minister Holness was speaking recently as he handed over 110 two-bedroom duplex units at Twickenham Glades in St. Catherine. The residents of Flanker in St. James are now benefiting from an upgraded health centre. It was officially reopened last week by Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. The facility was rehabilitated at a cost of $47.3 million under the Jamaica Social Investment Fund's Poverty Reduction Programme, with funding by the European Union.
I am a strong advocate for partnership as it relates to healthcare. Whether it's the private sector, the public sector, donors, supporters, NGOs, development agencies. The truth is, health is everybody's business. No one entity or agency can do it.
The health centre serves more than 3,000 residents in Flanker and neighbouring communities. And finally, Jamaica's household helpers and fisherfolk will be able to secure pension benefits under the National Insurance Scheme NIS as government moves to formalise these sectors. This will be facilitated under the Transition to Formality Action Plan, recently launched by the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Carl Samuda. The action plan will allow this segment of workers to access health and life insurance, pension and other facilities to provide them with security and protection in their work environment. It is a tripartite collaboration among the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions and the Jamaica Employers Federation. During this Sunday's Get the Facts program, Director of National Insurance, Portia Magnus, says the ministry is ramping up its efforts to educate more workers about the benefits.
For this group of workers in particular, we need them to know of the benefits that are available and what they stand to lose if they don't register and begin to contribute and contribute consistently.
Minister Samuda, meanwhile, says the project to formalise these sectors will provide approximately 100 farmers and fisherfolk with capacity training support to facilitate their transition from micro to small and medium-sized enterprises. It will also provide 50 female household workers with financial and non-financial support for entrepreneurial activities. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching. Government is committed to providing safe, affordable housing to Jamaicans, and it does so through several modalities. Find out the role the Jamaica Mortgage Bank plays in getting to 70,000 housing solutions in 5 years.
Shelter, one of humans' most basic needs. While many persons have access to housing, only a few have accomplished the goal of home ownership. That's why government through the Jamaica Mortgage Bank is ensuring that even more Jamaicans can lay claim to a piece of the rock. As the name suggests, the Jamaica Mortgage Bank provides interim financing for developers to build affordable houses. Established in June 1971 as a private liability company, the bank was converted in 1973 to a statutory corporation. During the 1980s and early 90s, the bank partnered with what is now known as the Housing Agency of Jamaica to fund housing solutions across the island. Today, the Jamaica Mortgage Bank is a self-financing entity with the sole purpose of funding safe and affordable housing solutions for Jamaicans.
The Jamaica Mortgage Bank has financed over 150 projects over its 50 years. More recently, though, in the last 5 years, we have accelerated our mandate and we are now providing more financing than before in the last 5 years. In fact, over the last 5 years, we have assessed about 58 projects across the length and breadth of Jamaica, valuing about $26 billion.
The bank offers 3 distinct services: financing for the primary market, financing for the secondary market, and managing the Government of Jamaica's Mortgage Indemnity Insurance Plan. The core of the mortgage bank's work is in the primary market, where it provides developers with financing to build houses.
You cannot go anywhere in Jamaica and not see housing development going on. And that's only because there's such a huge gap between the number of starts compared to the demand. And in addition to that, we know that it's a low-hanging fruit in terms of investments for developers. They enjoy a very healthy return on equity and return on investment. So what we're seeing is that development in terms of returns compete with only the stock market.
In the secondary market, the bank offers a pool of funds to financial institutions who then on-lend to potential homeowners at an affordable rate. And through the Mortgage Indemnity Insurance Plan, the bank provides an entry point for developers to get into the housing market.
We insure the risk that mortgage lenders do not want to take in terms of the percentage of loan to an individual. Once that is insured, then the potential purchaser of a house has a lower down payment, and so they can get into housing much quicker. We think that's a very innovative plan for Jamaica, and we have seen a significant increase in the number of financial institutions that is using that tool to get individuals into houses much faster.
A developer seeking financing for their project may call the Jamaica Mortgage Bank or visit its website to ascertain the requirements for a loan.
We have a checklist of about 27 items. It sounds a lot, but it's not that onerous. It is information that you would have to provide to any financial institution in which you want to access a loan. But some of the primary things that we look at is a drawing. We look at the approvals from the municipal corporations. We look at approvals from NEPA if it is required. We look at approvals from the fire, water if required. We also look at the costs. We look at the marketing because that is critical.
A financial feasibility project document is generated, which is run through the Jamaica Mortgage Bank's credit model. From there, a rating and pricing is attached to the project. Securitization and mobilization are the next steps once an agreement is reached between the developer and the bank.
Most developers will tell you that we behave like a private sector company. Our process is extremely efficient. In fact, from the time of submitting the documentation that are required to the time of approval, once a project is deemed to be feasible, could take 1 month.
The first word I have to say is really awesome. We first approached the mortgage bank in, I think it was November of 2019, and immediately we were introduced to their technical staff that brought us right through the process. And I want to emphasize on the technical staff because without them we probably wouldn't have been where we're at right now. They really guide us throughout the process, and I can tell you by February of 2020 we had a provisional approval.
The Jamaica Mortgage Bank has been very interactive and cooperative, and we have been partners for the last over a decade.
We are seeing the ordinary person getting into housing development. We have seen an increase in women in development. We have seen pastors, we have seen people who have had other careers getting into housing development. And I think all of that combined is contributing to the increase in volume that we're seeing in terms of housing.
It's pragmatic advice based on profitability for the project and tweaking the design that the consumer can accept and appreciate it. And if them tell you something, that is how it goes. You understand? They're very factual and straightforward. And that's what you need. And reliable. Reliability is what you need in this industry.
Each project is looked on an individual basis and priced accordingly. But we are extremely competitive in terms of our interest rates. We also have a discounted rate based on whether or not that project is considered a green project, whether there's water harvesting, whether or not there might be solar panels.
Persons wishing to access the bank's mortgage indemnity insurance plan will have to go through their mortgage lending institution. Here's how it works. A potential homeowner is seeking a $10 million loan. The mortgage institution is only willing to lend 90% of the loan, leaving the 10% or $1 million for the mortgagee. If the potential homeowner is unable to come up with a down payment, the Jamaica Mortgage Bank steps in, providing insurance for the remaining loan amount. That way, should the mortgagee default on the loan, the mortgage bank will reimburse the lending institution the 10%. So, if you're looking to finance your housing development,
the mortgage bank is here to assist, to help you, to hold your hands, and to help you accomplish your objective.
In terms of making shopping safe, shop online, and when shopping in stores, stay 6 feet apart from others and make sure you're wearing your mask. And make sure you check yourself for symptoms before leaving home. So if you're ill, please stay home and don't go out shopping at this point in time. For persons who we know are more vulnerable and at high risk, shop early or ask someone to pick up items for you in the store. Use curbside pickup and delivery options if that is available and feasible for you. For our businesses, we know you expect increased pedestrian traffic. Make sure your hand sanitization station is accessible, easily accessible, especially immediately on entry to your business. Make sure you're enforcing physical distancing, not only within the business space itself, but outside. Offer online and telephone services as much as possible for as many services as possible within your business. Offer delivery services if that is an option. Have options for short interactions to be expedited, and make sure you have reminders of the infection prevention and control measures within your business so that you can remind your clients of what is expected.
More of our children are going back to school, and we want to continue to provide a safe and healthy environment for all future leaders. That's why we urge you to be a part of the Forestry Department's My Tree Legacy promotion, where past students are invited to plant trees at their alma maters, from the basic to the tertiary level. Find out more about this initiative next.
The true meaning of life is to plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit. A poignant quote that succinctly sums up the My Tree Legacy promotion being put forward by the Forestry Department.
This is the first generation of human beings who would have the opportunity to stop climate change.
In 2019, government through the Forestry Department launched its 3 Million Trees initiative. The aim? Plant trees to represent the island's 3 million inhabitants over a 3-year period, improving tree cover, building climate resilience, meeting the nationally determined contributions under the various climate agreements, while beautifying Jamaica land we love are also expected outcomes of this program.
Planting seeds of hope and planting an understanding that we have to care for our environment as well as to be responsible.
It is not just because it sounds like a very nice thing to do to plant trees. It is a very real strategic response in being a responsible government, a responsible nation, a caring nation about our planet and our atmosphere and our climate and our environment, to plant trees.
Up to June 2021, over 656,000 seedlings were distributed and planted. But that's just from the Forestry Department. Other ministries, agencies, and departments of government have since joined the program. The initiative has also taken on new life with the private sector, civil society, and ordinary Jamaicans answering the call. And to kick the program into higher gear is the My Tree Legacy promotion. It's the latest off-branch to the National Tree Planting Initiative.
We're not planting trees for our benefit, but for the benefit of generations to come. I invite you to join us, as together we can leave a strong legacy, and we will achieve this target of planting 3 million trees.
The hashtag My Tree Legacy promotion intends to take advantage of the strong and vibrant school spirit that's ingrained in our DNA by inviting past students to plant trees at their alma maters.
This will allow us to leave an additional legacy to our current and future students of our dear school.
The program started at St. Jago High School in St. Catherine, where 22 seedlings were planted. Alumni associations at Northern Caribbean University, Clarendon College, Glenmuir, Garvey Maceo, Vere Technical, Ferncourt, Homewood, and St. Catherine High Schools have also left their mark.
These plants will be cared for and will ultimately grow into mature trees. They will represent strength and uprightness, which epitomize our students and all stakeholders.
We promise that we will all care for these precious trees, nurturing them so that our students, present and future, will enjoy their beauty and purpose.
We invite you to partner with us, not only by planting and maintaining the trees, but also by raising awareness and by spreading the word among your family, friends, and colleagues so that they too may become involved.
Here's how you can get involved with the My Tree Legacy promotion. First things first, get in touch with your alma mater to identify spaces for planting. Once that's finalized, a call to the Forestry Department will secure technical advice and seedlings for the planting activity. The agency may be reached at 876-618-3205 or email fdinfo@forestry.gov.jm. Remember, once the trees are collected, they should be planted within 2 to 3 days. And be sure to share your efforts on social media using the hashtag #MyTreeLegacy. It would also be nice if the Forestry Department's social media handles are tagged. Make your mark, leave your legacy, give the gift of life. Plant your tree today.
In addition to getting vaccinated and eating right, one of the surest ways to give yourself a fighting chance against COVID-19 is through exercise. Watch as we walk you through a 5-minute full body workout that you can do in and around your home.
Hi, I'm Charnette, and this is your 30-minute workout in 5 minutes. Let's go! This is a full body workout that you can easily do at home. It's for beginners, so you can start with 2 or 3 sets of each rep. And remember guys, before you start any exercise routine, check with your doctor.
I've made my tree legacy from the primary level all the way to university. You can get involved too. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
Register your alma mater for the Forestry Department's My Tree Legacy promotion and be a part of the preservation of Jamaica land we love. Let us highlight your contribution. Submit videos or pictures of you leaving your mark. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
That's all the time we have here on the station. Be sure to join us again tomorrow. We are available at your convenience in cyberspace. There's a website, jis.gov.jm, or YouTube channel, and of course our social media pages and our mobile app. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I am Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.